Okay, we're back on the truck today. We're going to put in the spacers in the frame and hopefully tack weld the frame, the tubing to widen the frame to the proper width. And we're drilling the holes through now for the bolts to go through. Made a slight mistake. I was going to originally cut the spacers to fit exactly in and then just tack weld them in place, or then weld them in place inside. You can't get inside to weld it. So I decided the best thing to do would be to bring it all the way out the top so I could weld it solidly on the top, tack it at the bottom. But since I've already drilled the holes through in a little over 5/8 diameter, what I'm gonna have to do is go back in. I'm gonna show you a little trick on how to go ahead and drill a hole to death with a hole saw that you've already oversized the pilot with. So let's go take a look at that. Okay, as you can see, I've already oversized this pilot hole. Right here. This is way bigger than the pilot on the drill, which is looks like a 1/4 inch. So what I did is I had these leftover pieces of steel that I cut off the bottom, and I just clamped that in place, drilled a 1/4 inch hole through it, so that will pilot my drill. Made sure I centered it up on the hole really good, and it'll give me a nice 1 inch hole that I can run my pipe up through. Now hopefully this will work pretty good. I'm going to set the camera up here. I'm going to try doing this with the hand drill. I don't feel like getting out the magnetic drill press for just these few holes, so we'll see what happens. Well, I broke the pilot drill off clean. Oh, it might have just fallen. Oh, it just came out. It didn't break. It didn't break. It just pulled out. So let me get that back and put it back in the tool, and we'll start again. Okay, I've never had a lot of success with these hole cutting saws, and especially not in woodworking, but we're going to see what happens here. Let me adjust that camera a little bit. Drill fell out again. There it went. So we have success. Despite the pilot drill falling out again, we got the hole drilled. Here's our pilot drill right here. I have to torque that down a little bit more. And then we take these vice grips off. There we have our hole. This is slick as a whistle. So now the spacer tubes can come all the way. They'll weld into the bottom here. I'll tack weld it down here. And I'll weld it solid up here all the way around, and then we can grind that flush, and that'll be a slick thing. I only have 4 more holes to do, so I'm gonna get back on that, and I'll get back to you. You don't need to see me drill all 4 of them, so I'll get back to you. Okay, we're back on the 53 today, or the 1953 Ford truck. We have a little problem with the 2x4 tubing we put in below the frame to box it in, and I'll show you what's going on. Alright, so we've got the truck sitting down on the frame now, which fit really nice. I was really happy with the way things turned out. Problem being this top clamp. And look at that on this side. Alright, the top clamp here, as you can see, does not sit level. So the total distance of the frame is off by 1 inch. So I should, instead of using 2x3 tubing, because I really like the height the truck's sitting at, should have used 2x2. So now I'm in the dilemma of either cutting out the frame up here and reestablishing it 1 inch lower, so that this would fit. That would, you know, the rest of the frame and then would be sitting above the clamps, or shortening up to a 2x2 spacer. The 2x2 spacer is probably the better idea, but like I said, we got the truck setting and I'm really happy with the way it's setting. I like the look. It's going to drop another 2 inches once you put the motor and transmission in it. And, you know, right now we're talking about 9 inches off the ground, so you're talking it's going to be sitting 7.5 inches off the ground, which I think is perfect. But if I take that and lower this by 1 inch, that's going to put us 1 inch closer to the ground. You're going to pick up some more with tires. These are 15-inch tires on it now. You know, I'll be running 16s or 17s, so that's going to bring you back up 1 inch. But or 2, depending on the sidewall thickness. I just really don't want to take it down any lower. And the other thing is, if I leave this where it's at, you know, the frame is going to be 1 inch higher over the motor mounts. Is that going to cause a problem with clearance for the exhaust and stuff? I don't know. So I'm going to have to go take a look at that down on the motor and see what that looks like. And then we're going to have to decide if we're going to cut the 2x3 channel down, or if we're going to step the top of the frame. So I'm going to check that out, and then when I make a decision, I'll get back. Okay, bye for now.